Hey everybody, it's Mary. I'm from the Country Chic Paint company. I just wanted to show you guys today a fun little video of me just painting a chair here. We're going to distress it, and then next Thursday I'm going to come back and show you how to paint the cushion of this. So thanks for joining me on the Facebook Live today. Just going to wait maybe for a couple people to come in. And just for watching today, if you'd like to comment at the end, we're doing a big giveaway. You get 2 pints of paint, a sponge, and this great 1.5 oval brush. This is the brush I'll be using today. One of my personal favorites. You get to pick the paint. That sponge is a great one too. You can use it for some of our sealants or our paint. Just give it a good rinse between. Just gonna start off with the chair. I've already prepped it just a little bit because there was kind of a varnish on there. So this has been sanded lightly and it's ready to go. And actually, if you guys want to see, maybe we're going to start with just painting the frame, but if you want to see kind of what it might turn out just a little bit, that is the chair that we're going to be it's the same chair, we're just going to do it a little different. And then again, those are the giveaways for today. And I am going to use the color Sunday Tea from our Main 35 collection. It's a great gray beige. Very good coverage.
Robin Jefferson says, so excited for this tutorial. Thanks for watching, Robin.
Hey, Robin. And I'm going to pop this out first. If these didn't come out, I'd recommend just taping everything down so you didn't get any unwanted paint on your fabric. We are going to paint this later next week on Thursday, but we're just going to save this for now. So I'm going to put that off to the side. And I'm just going to start right on there. So just anybody who's missed that, this has been just lightly sanded with just a little sanding block. These are very comfortable to hold. Sanding paper is also just as good to use. You can find these at your hardware store. All I did was just give it a light buff to just take off that sheen. You can see some of the original varnishes on there. I'm not too worried about it though. Our paint's going to go right over that.
Samantha Burns says, got my tea ready, looking forward to watching.
Nice.
That sounds like me.
Awesome, Samantha, thanks for watching. So we're just going to start with the front here. This is one of my favorite colors. It's a good neutral if you're not sure what to go with, and if you have cool and warm tones in your house, this can pull both of them for you, so it's going to be nice. And I'm just going to put it on in relatively thin layers because I want it to dry nicely and quickly for me for this video.
Sharon says, I have the perfect chair to do.
Nice, yeah, well, okay, so for the giveaway, also please comment what you guys would do with this chair, or what kind of projects you have in the works. We'd love to see it. Summer is a great time to get some of this done, so tell us in the comments what you're working on, and you might just be our lucky winner for the giveaway. So just doing a light first coat. Normally we recommend letting it sit for a good 1 to 2 hours. Just working the brush here into the spindles. You could also use the painting sponge. That's a really good one for chair spindles and railings. Saves you time. And it also controls how much paint you're getting everywhere. You don't accidentally gob it on too thickly. But I've got good control with the oval brush here.
Amanda says, I've been wanting to redo our coffee table. And Rhonda says, I have the perfect antique table to do for my kitchen.
Ooh, nice. Remember, with any kind of table that's going to get a lot of traffic, be sure to maybe seal it with Tough Coat or Clear Coat. Those dry to a durable satin sheen. I don't need to really seal this chair because it's just going to be for decor. I might finish it off with natural wax when I'm done, just for a nice soft feel, but I like the way it looks. Oops.
Oh, Krista, our co-worker, is watching. She says, love watching Mary transform our chairs.
I just keep finding them all over the place. I've painted a lot.
Yeah, she's done all of the chairs in our kitchen here at the office. They're all different colors. And Leanne says she has 2 dressers and a chair sitting and waiting for her to decide on a color to paint them with. Ooh. That is the hardest part of any project for me, I think, is just choosing the colors that I want to use.
Yeah. The internet's your friend when you're looking for inspiration.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Pinterest, Instagram.
You can always ask your friends on the Country Chic Paint page. We all like to just chip in and share ideas, post photos of what you're working on. Everybody gives great recommendations. You might hear something that you never thought of that's just perfect. Everyone's coming from all sorts of different backgrounds and experience, so it's great to just maybe post that in the group, just if you're curious. See what somebody says.
just want to go in really close here and show you the coverage that Mary's getting. This is just one coat, obviously.
Yeah.
So there's, you know, there's some parts here where she's done it nice and thin just to help it dry faster for the sake of this video, where you can see it's probably going to need a little bit of touching up, but other than that, it's doing really well. Like in the middle here, like, especially since we're going to be distressing this and stuff, it might only really need one coat plus some touch-ups.
Yeah. I think sanding sometimes can help with that too. This is just kind of my own thought process here. When you're opening up the wood like that, you're giving it more tooth for the paint to grab onto. So even though this chair didn't really need any prep besides just a really good dusting, it was found in an abandoned place. So I think just having that is really helping the paint set in, maybe dry a little quicker for me just because of the thin coats that I'm doing as well. So it might help just to take a little sanding block, like a 180 grit, and maybe just pass it over a couple of times, dull that shine of whatever you've got already on there. Because the furniture maker that made that piece really didn't want anything new to get on it, so it would look good longer. So it's just important to do just maybe sometimes a little prep. Even if it doesn't need it, it might just make application easier for you and will help the finish last.
Brandy says, I finally decided to paint our kitchen table and 2 looking benches. It was my grandparents, and it's got a super dark stain. Ugh.
Yeah.
And Amanda said, oh, sorry, let me scroll back up here. Amanda said, my bestie and I were chatting about picking colors and putting in an order.
Awesome. Well, if you ever need any help, we've got an online chat too. We can share examples of photos from our blog, just in case you're not sure what something might look like. Some examples can help.
Oh, it sounds like people are loving the color you chose so far. Send us some hearts and some likes if you are liking this transformation so far.
Has anybody used Sunday Tea before? Any fans that have already painted something and know exactly how I'm feeling painting this? Tell us in the comments. Also, don't forget, at the end of this, we're doing a giveaway. We're giving away 2 pints of paint and sponge.
Oops.
And the oval brush that I'm using, which is 1.5 inches.
Here, I'll show you our
Pints
prize
go
over here.
a pretty long way, 60 square feet. That's enough for like a dresser or like a medium-sized project.
Yeah, with 2 pints, you could easily do lots of chairs.
Absolutely. Just going to the back here.
Samantha says, you make it look so easy.
I've just done it a lot of times. Anyone can do this. Just a bit of practice. This would be, Sunday Tea is a really good color if you wanted to do a wash as well. I'm not sure if anybody saw the video just maybe a couple of days ago. When was that? Monday, yeah. Did a hemp oil and whitewashing of some of our Indian mango wood candlestick holders that we've got on our shop. I had a few from my own home, and I just wanted to give them like a rustic kind of wash to it. Used vanilla frosting, and but Sunday Tea easily could have done the trick.
Robin says, my 5-year-old just sent you about 59 hearts. Well, thank her for us.
Back at ya. Alright. And I want to be careful that I'm not letting it collect. Oh, yeah, wrong hair, no ponytail. That happens. Always fun to wash out later. Just make sure it doesn't settle into the grooves. You don't want piles of paint drying that way. Hard drips can easily be sanded off, but if you can catch them while they're wet, that's good.
Amber says she definitely needs to paint her baby boy's dresser.
Oh, yeah.
What color are you thinking of, Amber? Nice.
Okay. And I think we're gonna distress this maybe a little bit. I didn't distress the legs on the one that I painted over there, but I think I want to just show off how nice these legs are and everything. Just give it a little kind of a rustic feel to it.
Yeah, they got some nice shape to them for sure. Dina asked, did you sand it first?
I did. I used this grit block. It's kind of, I'm not sure if you can pick up it, but it's, I think that's like a 180, maybe 160 or something.
It's a fairly coarse grit.
Yeah, so the block is just comfortable to hold. You can use grit paper easily. I just dulled the shine a bit. I'm not sure if you can, I think I actually was really thorough. Sometimes I miss a leg and it's very shiny compared to the rest of them. Oops. But not this time. Just a little sanding helped this guy.
Amanda asked, can the paint be used on metal?
Yes, it can. We do have a tutorial for that because there's just a few more instructions. Metal is pretty glossy, non-porous, so it might need our clear bonding primer or just a scuff sand. So be sure to check out the glass and metal tutorial just on our YouTube page, on our website. But yes, you definitely can. Galvanized metal, those metal buckets that everyone has for like a farmhouse look, you can definitely paint those too.
Oh, Tamara asked, love the color of the table. What is it? I believe that one, I want to say Wondrous. I'm pretty sure it's Wondrous.
Yeah?
So it's kind of a nice muted teal color. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, just going to go over the front one more time.
Brittany says, I've been wanting to repaint my dresser. It's in great shape, just needs new paint.
This is the thing to do it, probably. Alright, so I'm just going to a second coat over this, and it's already dried, so, well, not already, quite, but it's filling in quite nicely for me.
And normally we would say about 1 to 2 hours in between coats, just let it dry, but obviously, you know, we want to keep things brisk here for you guys in the video.
You can always tell if you haven't waited long enough. If it's coming up very easily with brush strokes, that could be an indication that the first coat didn't adhere or it still needs some time. So definitely stop if you are bringing up the paint again and it's tacking up or overworking. It just means it needs a little bit more time.
Mm-hmm. Cheryl asked, can you paint fabric with this paint? Absolutely.
We're actually going to paint this next Thursday. So that's fabric.
Yeah, that's the chair seat. We're going to show you next Thursday, same time, right here on our page. So make sure you tune in to watch that. I think Mary is just going to finish up the chair next week, maybe do a little glazing on it. So make sure you tune in and see how this baby turns out.
But yes, you can also paint like t-shirts, tea towels, anything really that's fabric.
Christy asked, she said, I missed the answer to the previous questions. I have a bookshelf I would like to paint. Do I need to sand it and prime it before painting?
It depends on just what's already on the bookshelf. We have a great flow chart on our surface prep guide. That's on our website if you just take a look at our tutorial section. It goes over like, does your piece look like this? Is it oil-based? How to tell if it's oil-based? So you might just want to give that a good look over just to see what that one needs. Most pieces just need a scuff sand to dull the shine, or they're good as is. They just need a good cleaning. The slicker, smoother surfaces could use maybe the primer. Just depends.
Robin says, I have a coat rack / bench combination that I'm hoping to paint in Bliss. I'll be all prepared after watching this.
I love Bliss. It's such a good color.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's just going real nice on there. Yeah, so I started to overwork the paint right there a little bit, and it's kind of just got that cute little heart that's happening. So I didn't wait long enough there, but as everyone's been watching this video, it's just probably hasn't been enough time. So I'm going to let that one sit for a bit and catch the spots I missed. I'm probably not going to do the back. I'll do that behind the scenes just because you don't need to watch that. We are going to, I'm going to distress this. I think it needs to. Looks good. It's going to come around. So yeah, don't forget to tell us in the comments what you would like to maybe paint a similar chair like, what colors you would use if you would distress it, what kind of products. Tell us in the comments because you might just be our lucky winner for today's giveaway.
Sissy says, dang, she can paint a chair in a heartbeat. Brittany asked, what is this color called again?
Sunday tea.
Yeah, the chair here is Sunday tea, and I'm not sure which piece you're talking about. The table in the middle that someone asked about earlier was Wondrous, just in case that's what you were talking about.
It's a great color. Was it one of our retailers did their kitchen cupboards in Wondrous, right?
Yeah, one of our bloggers, she did her
whole,
all her kitchen cabinets in Wondrous, and she had really pretty, like a floral kind of wallpaper that almost perfectly matched. Yeah, it was really gorgeous. I can't remember, who was that did that?
Dahlias and Dimes?
Yes, that sounds right.
Yeah, she was amazing. There are certain colors that I feel like if I was painting my cabinets, you'd go with white, you go with gray or black, you do the color block. But then there are just like beautiful muted teals or something that you would put on there, and it looks like a very inviting kitchen, and it's gorgeous. It's very warm and cozy. So yeah, Wondrous is a great color. Could have done this one too, Wondrous.
Cheryl says she would love to try our metallic creams. She has the perfect table in mind for them. Yeah.
more of like the whole table in metallic cream for an opaque thing, or just for detail.
Or I've seen some that had, you know, the top painted in just a regular paint color and the legs in a metallic cream. That looks kind of cool.
What do we have for time? Is that... It's hard to tell while I'm painting sometimes. There we go. Just gonna make sure that's on there nice. And yeah, I've just squirted out just a bit of paint each time. It's going really well over this chair. I'd say a sample could easily, like our 4-ounce size, could easily do a chair like this, maybe even have a bit more for touch-ups. Little goes quite a bit.
Yeah, so that means that in theory you could do probably at least 4 chairs with just one of these pints.
If you have a cute little breakfast nook that you wanted to update, those 2 pints might just help you out.
Brittany says, I'm not a very creative person, but when I paint, I feel like an artist.
That's good.
Yeah.
Get the backs of those guys. Okay. One more across the top. So I'm really just spot touching up at this point. It was basically one good coat with half a coat on after. Pretty impressed with that. When I painted that one over there, I didn't sand, I just painted right on. And it's a different color, but I think that if I had sanded it, it would have just applied a lot easier for me maybe, but it's something like I paint all these chairs and I'm still kind of learning at the same time, so it's a lot of fun. You can think you've got the rules down pat, and then you paint something that surprises you. So, alright, and I'm just gonna fix the side here.
Everyone seems to be loving the color so far. That's great.
So yeah, I think I'm going to distress this, and then next Thursday I'm going to come back and glaze it for you guys. And then we will paint the seat top, because our paint works great on that. Probably like a fun, vibrant color maybe. Oops.
I'll show everyone in case you missed it. Just over here is the actual seat cushion that Mary took out. That's, you can see it's kind of a faded, dirty, kind of old color. So we really want to spruce it up a little bit, and that our paint is going to do the trick, I think. And comment if you have any suggestions on what color you think we should paint that seat to go with this Sunday tea color.
What was I thinking? I was thinking Wanderous, actually. Very similar to
Yeah.
I love the two just kind of standing there, so I'm thinking maybe the cover, the seat in Wanderous with some kind of bright blue detail and some whites. So we'll figure that out on Thursday, but if you want to let us know before we start, please do that in the comments of this video.
And don't forget that at the end of the video today, we're going to be giving away one prize bundle. It has 2 pints of paint, one of the painting sponges, and an oval paintbrush, just like the one that Mary's painting with today. So leave a comment and let us know maybe what project you're working on or what color you'd like to use next.
I think maybe I should do the wet distress, but I didn't bring a wet cloth in here. Can we tap on the window and get Janet to help? Is that weird? Sorry, just one moment, guys.
So Mary's contemplating her distressing techniques here because she was going to use a bit of sandpaper or a sanding block just to distress the edges, but because our paint is still wet, I think we're going to maybe do a wet distress technique instead, so we don't have to leave you guys waiting for paint to dry. So yeah, we'll use a little bit of a shop towel or a rag to wet distress it instead. So when Mary comes back, we'll show you how that works. Here we go. And don't forget to comment and let us know where you're watching from. It is super hot here today in BC. I hope it's not too stinking hot for you guys as well. Oh, Michelle says, I'm looking for a soft coral for a vanity. Oh, hey, Mary.
Wet towel. Did not have that ready, sorry. We're going to wet distress there.
For Michelle, who was looking for a soft coral, I would probably recommend, we have a color called Full Bloom that's very much like this top flower here. It's quite a bright coral, but if you were to just mix a little bit of that with some white, like our Simplicity or Crinoline, it would be a really pretty soft coral.
I think there's actually a couple pictures, I've seen it in the past in the Facebook group. A couple ladies have posted watered down, just like a lightened version of Full Bloom, and it was gorgeous too.
Nice. Brittany says she's watching from way up in Northern California. Hey, just south of us. Bobby says she loves it and she's just getting ready to paint an antique armoire.
Nice. Always wanted to do an armoire.
Here, I'll get it nice and close here.
Problem, so I feel like that would
Don't we
definitely
all?
be good extra storage. So right now what I'm doing with wet distressing, it's best not to let the paint fully dry, so we've definitely checked that off. But maybe just a little bit longer would have been good. But I'm just going to really carefully select where I want my distressing to happen, and I really want kind of a chippy finish, so this is just perfect. It may take just a bit of playing with if you really want a particular wet distress look. Just gauge how the paint is at certain points and maybe just test it out. And if you're not quite ready, then thanks, Krista, just giving me some extra water there. Yeah, it's just...
Yeah, so if you're,
It's an experiment.
Yeah, I would
Always.
start lighter and then press harder as needed with wet distressing. And as you'll see, like, it's kind of nice as an alternative to regular sanding distressing. If you don't like creating dust or anything, this is the perfect way to avoid that.
Yes, much less messy. And in fact, if I can time it right, I almost prefer the wet distress. Depending on how you do it, there's almost no difference in look. Sorry. But it's just really easy, and it kind of gives you that, like, just aged flaking paint look. Like, instead of just going up and down, now I'm kind of swirling, and I'm getting a different kind of look that I'm liking a lot.
I think the swirl makes it look more naturally worn.
Yeah. It's also with our natural wax application, not saying these two are the same, but it's all in just how you're buffing and how you've applied it that kind of determines the overall look. So the tutorial can say one thing, but it all depends on how you decide you want to apply the product, which is kind of something I like, how versatile the looks are.
We got a couple people tuning in from Newfoundland, someone from Georgia, Southern Ontario, Maryland, all over the place.
Nice.
Oh, someone said it's nice and cool here in Iowa today. I am jealous.
It's muggy here.
You want to send some of that up our way?
So yeah, just getting some good lines here. Oh, it's gonna look great with the cushion in, absolutely. This might just take some. It'll be in the office one day and then it won't. You'll all know why.
Don't forget to send us some hearts and some thumbs up if you are liking this distressing that Mary's doing so far.
Yes.
I think it looks really cool.
Anybody tried it on their own piece? Anybody planning on going for the distress finish on what they're working on?
Yeah, and let us know if you have a favorite distressing technique. Maybe it's wet distressing, maybe it's sanding, maybe you like the resist method, using wax or beeswax.
That's actually probably something I haven't tried enough, the beeswax one. It is really nice. Like, if you're starting out and you're not quite sure what you're doing and you're honest about that, go ahead and try the beeswax bar. That thing lasts forever, smells really good, and it can create some really great finishes. So
Yeah, and I like the beeswax bar because it makes it, you can control where you're distressing a little more easily.
Yeah.
And it really reduces the amount of elbow grease that you have to put in to remove the top layer of paint. And if you haven't heard of the resist distressing method before, go check our tutorials because we've got a video in there.
Yeah. If you just check out the distressing one, we've got all 3 techniques. Play around on the same piece maybe and just see what you prefer. Amy
says she's gotten really good results from the Vaseline method. Yeah, that's very similar to what Mary was talking about with the beeswax bar. And it can be really helpful, I find, especially if you want like a nice chippy look.
Got a bit of a comparison there. Very clean, polished look.
Yeah, here's the undistressed leg
Maybe I'll just
versus the distressed one.
Live video, forgot the side panel there. I will finish the rest of the chair properly.
Pearl asked, if you were to paint a metal chair, how would you prep it?
Definitely. So I think a metal question was asked earlier. Check out our glass and metal tutorial on the website and YouTube. Sometimes it just needs a scuff sand, or it could definitely use our clear bonding primer. That just gives the paint a really good chance of adhering properly. If I'm working on certain metal pieces that I know are just really slick, maybe have been like coated with something, I'll just go straight for the primer. It saves you heartache in the long run if you work really hard on a piece and then it starts to flake. So it's almost just good if you're not sure, go with the primer.
Amy says that she's getting ready to paint a kitchen table and 6 chairs, and she said this video is a huge help, so I'm glad you liked it, Amy.
Sunday tea just looks really good with any wood tone, really. It's just very soft and nice.
Cynthia asked, can I buy this paint in City of Greater Sudbury?
Offhand, I don't know, but if you want to check out our store locator, it's very easy. You just use your zip code, your postal code, or your town, and it pulls up anyone close in your area. So there might be a couple, there might be one 40 minutes away. Definitely check out the store locator.
And if there aren't any retailers in your area, you can always order from our online shop if you can't find anybody that's in a convenient location for you.
I'm sure a lot of people who haven't tried it, though, like to just go in and maybe feel it out too. So I know
see it in person.
Sure.
Yeah, and with, I know Mary was talking about dry times for wet distressing earlier. Personally, I tend to wait like 15 to 20 minutes before I start wet distressing, but you can wait longer. It just takes a little bit more elbow grease the longer you leave it.
If you're looking for minimal distressing, that's a good time to let it sit.
Yeah, if you want really subtle distressing, wait like an hour.
And also, just a tip with wet distressing or just anything that you're using that needs a cloth, please use lint-free or some kind of shop towel. Don't use a paper towel because sometimes that gets right into your finish and it dries there and it's stuck there. So
yeah, I know Roseanne likes the what's the word? The ones that you can get at the hardware stores that are is canvas the word I'm looking? No. Anyway, there's a certain type of towel.
Tutorials, the white ones?
Yeah, the white ones. She likes those.
I'll try and find the name of it.
Yeah.
Put it in the comments for you.
I've even seen people just cut up old cotton T-shirts that won't produce lint. Kendra asked, what are the best colors to distress?
Ooh, good one. On our colors page on the website, we're always referring to the website. We've just got a lot of great content on there. There actually are a couple distressed finishes, quite a few actually, of most of our 35 colors. So if you're just curious like what Bees Knees and Vintage Cupcake looks like together, chances are we've done a distressed finish sample of that. So check out the colors page on our website and you can see distressed finishes, see a couple combinations. But to me, I think pairing it with maybe like if I was doing Sunday tea and I wanted to paint another color on top of this maybe or underneath Sunday tea, I think maybe just like a complementing color like teal, or it's mostly just preference and matching your decor. 2 really bright colors contrasting would be really awesome. I've just seen so many combinations. You can't really go wrong with experimenting.
Heather Brown says she shared our video. Thank you.
Yeah, as the longer it dries, the harder it is to get off. Also, I'm kind of weak, so there's that. But I think
Amy said she likes the flour sack towels you can get at Walmart for distressing. Yeah, yeah.
Those are also good to print if you wanted. Make your own printed tea towels with our paint.
Nikki says she has a kitchen table and chairs to paint yet, but she's a little bit scared to do it. Totally understandable. Yep. But yeah, like watch a bunch of our tutorials, ask questions, post questions in our Facebook group, and there will be tons of experienced painters there that can help you out. And you know, start with something small. Start with just a little home decor project and work your way up. Build confidence.
Oh, don't forget our online chat too. You can always send photos to us. Like you get live responses. Ask us what we think of the color, what you want to change, if something would work. I get a lot of questions like, can I put wax under the top coat? No, you can't. So I'm glad you asked me today. So just little things. If you're not sure, pop in and ask. It's not that we'd be happy to help. Yeah.
Brittany asked, do you need to seal it afterwards?
For this chair in particular, I don't think I will, just because it's not a high traffic piece. I'm not going to be using it outside necessarily. For a softer finish, I think I might like to just finish it off with some natural wax. That's clear wax that'll just make it a little buttery smooth, but I've done so much distressing that it's already quite smooth to the touch. So and once it's cured, it's on there, and I might not even need to. But it just depends on what you're working on. If you've got a high traffic piece like a kitchen table, you probably want to put something on top of that.
Or if you've got like kids playing with it, they're going to be a little bit rougher on it maybe. You need a little extra protection there, but yeah.
Well-used dining room chairs could use maybe clear coat or something. Clear coats are satin top coat that's great for protecting and resistance. It's great for indoor decor pieces, dressers, shelving.
Oh, Kendra said, I've got several pieces to do that I salvaged from our house fire.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Well, I'm glad you're able to salvage some. That's pretty cool. Send us pictures if you do redo them. I'd love to see how things turn out.
All right, I think we're almost wrapping it up there. So really get those comments in for our giveaway. Don't forget you win the 2 pints of paint, a sponge, and this awesome oval brush that I've been using today, the 1.5. Hands down my favorite brush in Country Chic Paint, absolutely.
Well, here, I'll show you the giveaway prize one more time. So comment to win, because we're going to be drawing that in just a couple of minutes here. And you can pick your paint colors, by the way. You're not stuck with the 2 in the video here. You can choose any 2 colors you want.
So those 2 kind of look nice together.
Yeah.
Mermaid's Tail and Elegance. So to the lady who was asking for a distress finish, maybe those.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. That might be cool. So I'm manhandling this. We just painted it maybe 15 minutes ago, and it's holding up wonderful. So I'm just really impressed with this, and I'm loving the finish. Just gonna rough up the bottom a bit, and then I think we're gonna wrap that up. So just be sure to tell me in the comments what you guys would be painting, what you're working on, so you can win our giveaway. And don't forget to tune in on Thursday next week, because I'm going to be finishing this. We've got the seat cover, the seat that we actually want to paint. I think I might do some stamping or something on there just to give it a cool pattern. And then it's not too late to tell me what you think the seat cover could be painted in. I'd love to hear your suggestions. Maybe you guys have thought of something I haven't. I'd love to hear it. So it's not even, I didn't even look at the other side. I like the way that this is all coming off for me. And then if I didn't like it, the best part is I just paint right over this with Sunday tea. I wait for it to dry maybe 5 minutes, and then I'll just repaint it if I need to, but I'm pretty happy with this. And I like the top as it is. So I'm going to pop the cushion back on just so we can see what it looks like. It's convenient that the cushion popped off. If you guys are working around other upholstery and you're painting, definitely use some painter's tape to section that off so you don't wreck your pretty cushion.
It even looks cute just like that.
Yeah, it's going to look cuter next Thursday though.
Oh, Heather suggested a lilac color.
Ooh, lilac, yeah. Well, we've kind of got Mermaid's Tail. That's like a dusky lavender. So this was painted in Sunday tea, just for anybody who's coming in late. So it's just a quick wet distress tutorial. Next Thursday I'm going to come in and paint this. So I think we're ready to get our winner.
Yeah, just before we do, Carol Ann asked, do you guys have a Mediterranean blue?
Mediterranean blue. That can be interpreted a few ways. We've got some good turquoises on our line, some bright ones. We've got Bliss and Tropical Cocktail. I think I've actually got a bottle of Bliss to show you if you wanted. This is just a squeeze bottle. That's kind of a bright turquoise that we've got. There's a couple other, our mixing, we've got a mixing guide on our colors page as well if you wanted to take a look. Bliss and Peacoat mixed together make a really nice moody blue. You can try that out. So, any other questions?
All right, so drum roll. Our giveaway winner is Rosina Pendle.
Congratulations, Rosina. Awesome. You are a winner of 2 pints, a sponge, and oval brush.
Here's the prize package that Rosina's going to get. And then Mary, we're going live again next week.
Yeah, next week we're going to finish this chair. That's next Thursday. We're going to paint this guy. And I think maybe even finish that, glaze this one, I think, just to give it some extra character. So stay tuned for next Thursday when we finish this chair.
Yeah, and there will be another giveaway next week.
Yeah.
So stop back and and enter for another chance to win.
I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I don't know what time it is for everyone, but we're mid-afternoon here and it's hot. I'm going to go find somewhere to swim. I hope you do the same, or you have decent weather at least. And I'll see you next Thursday. Thanks for joining me on the Facebook Live. Bye now.